You're listening to Unspooled, the podcast where bad prints become learning experiences, eventually. Hosted by Corey from Moji 3D, who somehow has owned more printers than most people have owned Filament, and Steve from Layer by Layer, who may or may not be running a small filament warehouse from home. Each week, we dive into printing, projects, people, and the occasional rant. So load your build plate, hit print, and let's get unspooled.
All right, we should be live for Unspooled episode 36. Tonight, the plan is talk about a few things, 3D printing stuff, maybe a bit of robotics, maybe some Discord drama, some community makes. So before we get into all of that, let's greet Steve. How you doing, Steve?
What's up? What's up? How you doing, Corey?
I have honestly been better. My son and I got my son and I have got some type of stomach thing going on. So it's been an interesting day, but yeah. So other than having a little bit of illness running through the house, nothing major, but other than that, we've been good. How about you?
Chilling, man. Work. And messing around as usual with a few design things, and then that's pretty much it, man.
Yep.
Nothing else really. Just trying to figure stuff out. I guess since they kind of announced it, I will be handling the micro centers near me in Maryland for Creality this month for their Spark X i7 Roadshow. So that should be pretty fun. Excuse me. Yeah, that should be pretty fun. So the shilling has paid off, the shilling has paid off. That's a plus for me. I'm gonna, use that opportunity to have fun with it.
Steve is the one Creality user that has now never had an issue. Now the benefit is though, you've had for Creality, you've had what, the K1?
I got the K1, the Ender 3. I got the Ender 5.
Ender 5, yeah. So and now you have or will have the Spark.
Yeah, for testing.
The A1, but
yeah,
the A1 Spark.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't say that.
I know. I think it looks like a pretty decent.
It's a facsimile of it. There's. I feel like it's taken some pieces from all over and kind of tried to make them better and combine them into something that is.
I mean, more printers the merrier, in my opinion. So, I mean, what's it saying? Impersonation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, right? I mean, it happened with the stuff that they made, and other people made things similar to it. And I think, like I said, I always say it's toasters,
I still think they should have kept it black.
If they would have made that thing black, oh my gosh!
I think all Creality bed slingers need to be black, like the Ender 3. Like,
I like that.
Keep your roots.
They went to gray for a while, but yeah, black would be awesome. Like it's also a printer that's aimed like largely at beginners in 3D printing. And I think they did a good job of that. But yeah, even the ability to customize, if they had them in different colors, would be pretty cool. Because people would, want to. Right now, printers typically come in, white, gray, black, or you build it yourself.
I just think like even when they turned the V3 line and the high like silver and gray. Even then, I was like, just keep the Creality black. You're known for the black Ender 3s, the black bed slingers, the just stick to that.
It may have been an attempt for them to distance themselves and kind of reinvent themselves or something, maybe with some new color. So,
and I get that a little bit, but like we would not like people. I think people give where we are in 3D printing to bamboo, but we would not have bamboo if we didn't have Creality in it in the Ender 3. Creality and the Ender 3 are what made 3D printing as popular as it was in 2021 and 2022. And it's the reason why Bamboos exist. It's the reason why the companies exist.
I mean, I don't know the numbers on how many of those they sold, but they sold a lot of Ender 3s because they were $100.
Oh, I remember there was numbers on thinking, but it's millions.
Yeah. And so when you look at that, like, because people were like, well, we had a guy jump into Discord the other night, and we were helping him with some printer issues. And the first thing he said was, Creality, blah 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 blah. And then I was like, well, how many Crealities have you owned? He's like, well, none. But that's what people say. And I'm like, I can tell you right now, I personally have not had any major issues where like my machines were down for an extended period of time. I was like, if you read the manual more or less, take your time, make sure everything is tweaked and tuned the way it should be. You should be good to go.
So we just had the Super Bowl, right? And the Seahawks won, go Hawks. And now, as of Monday, there are millions of more Seahawks fans in the world, right? Because in the positive world, there are bandwagon jumpers, but there's also bandwagon jumpers in the negative world, right? When you have people screaming from the hilltops negatively about Ender 3s and Creality, people that have never had one will jump on that negative bandwagon just like they would the positive bandwagon, right? So I've heard tons of people be like, oh, the Ender 3 was terrible, and I'm like, oh, which models did you own? And the same thing you heard. Oh, I didn't have one. But that's just what everybody told me. And it's like,
dude.
It depends on who you talked with. But I personally had every Ender 3, every single model, and multiples of every single models. And they were good machines. They did what you needed them to do, and they printed. And like I said, I'm sure the Sparks is going to be no different. I do like the form factor of the AMS or the CFS Lite. I do like the look of that, and I like the form factor of it. So we'll see where it goes. But
it should be interesting
to see what you think of it.
I think it'll be fun. It'll be a learning experience, and it'll be a stepping stone into, like, for me, I want to get the word out to people I know and that have them bring their kids up or whatever. And, I just want to get more people into 3D printing. And if this is a stepping stone for me to do that, then so be it, So
I think like Pile 3D, Bearded, the 3 Pro, the 3 V2, those were like the big three that everybody had. It wasn't until they kind of got into the S1 lines and the Neos that there became so many different versions of the Ender 3 where it kind of started to like split off a little bit. But the OG and the Pro and the V2, those were pretty much like across the board. Everybody had one, or one of each. But
so it should be interesting to be on. It's funny because the Micro Center for me, like, I can look out of from my back porch and I can see the back of the shopping center that Micro Center sits in. So it's literally around the corner. Like, so those the people working there are probably like, well, why are you here and why are you wearing a Creality t-shirt or something, and why are you at this table? You just usually come here and look at new filament and then walk out once you find out we don't have anything, you leave. So it'll be interesting from that side as well to kind of like be there in an official capacity. But man, like I said, it was something that was kind of like kicked around for a while, and then once they started doing the road show, it's Micro Center's here, so they wanted to have someone come in and do it, and they knew where I lived, and they're like, oh, Steve. Maybe Steve can do it. I was like, cool. Yeah.
Well, that's smart. I mean, you got what? I don't even know how many Micro Centers there are across the country. So finding people that are local to a Micro Center and saying, hey, do you want to help push this machine? I mean, like I said, I mean, I don't think Creality needs a whole ton of help. I mean, their stuff tends to sell just like, any new Bamboo stuff, but any type of like rah go this machine or getting new people in that machine being their first printer,
Yeah.
It's smart.
So speaking of first printers, I go into work yesterday and my coworker was like, my husband, like it was like I always would harp on a couple people like, man, you should get a 3D printer. This is perfect. And then like over here, there's a lady who sits next to me, and I feel kind of bad for not suggesting it to her, but she, I just didn't. It didn't seem like something she was interested in. And then I come in and she's like, my husband got us a 3D printer. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm almost
You just assume a bamboo.
Well, so I asked what kind, and she said something about she's like, oh, something about a laser can be added to it. I was like, oh, that's the H2D. Yeah. And so then we're talking, not just talking in general about 3D printing. And then another coworker who's in the 3D printing came over and we're talking about it and like stuff you can do and how fast the machines are. And then her husband texted her and told her like it was the Creality K2 Plus. So I was like, oh man, look at the universe. I was like, that's pretty cool. So and like I make myself available to anybody who needs help. So I told her like, if you guys ever need any help in general, with 3D printing or getting a model to print or whatever, reach out to me. I do the same thing at Micro Center when I go over there. If I see someone there and they're new to it, I'm like, hey, you can find me under this name anywhere. I was like, I just want to make sure that you enjoy it as much as I do, and just get more and more people into it because it's fun. She's a grandma. She has grandkids. She's gonna be able to print toys for her grandkids. They're gonna think she's freaking cool, the coolest grandma ever. Every time they come over there, she has like a box full of toys for them to play with.
Yeah, so, I mean, anybody who gets into 3D printing, you start off just printing little trinkets and models off of some repository, whatever one you print. Yep. And then if you stick with it long enough, hopefully they get into more, larger stuff or
her husband wants
to design. Who knows?
Her husband wants to do some drone. He wants to 3D print drones. So that was part of the reason why he did. I was like, well, you guys got a big enough printer, so it should be pretty cool.
Yeah,
like you should have fun with it.
So let's see, what were the other things we were going to talk? Another official announcement. So I'm gonna do a shout out for John. Everybody knows we love John of Layerworks Solutions.
Yep.
He became about 2 weeks ago. He agreed to be the official sponsor for my son's robotics team, and he sent over a bunch of filament, which we got yesterday. So the kids, I sent a picture of the box of filament that they sent, so they were super excited. Tomorrow night we'll be bringing it in and printing with the stuff. So they just wanted me to send a heartfelt thanks to John and his significant other, who's soon to be wife, and just Layerworks Solutions, the company itself, for providing that stuff. It's really, really awesome to see for the kids to get not just filament, but varying types of filament, not just colors and everything, but this is the first year where they're really delving into more of the technical side stuff. So polycarbonate, ABS, ASA, not just PLA or even PETG. So thanks, John. I doubt he's in chat. I know he had a lot of stuff going on, but I did make a post earlier about it as well. So
yeah, I will say one thing. It's kind of cool having access to someone who is the whole filament, the whole process,
well, the amazing thing about John and what he does is that, yes, he owns a filament manufacturing company, and yes, he produces filament, but he loves what he does, right? It's not just a job or just a company that he fell into and runs it. He loves what he does. Yeah, Polymorph said John Filament. Like, that literally should be the guy's name, right? So he loves what he does, and he's constantly in the Unspooled Discord showing what he's doing. Atomic Filament posted a video today, I think it was on their Instagram, of a spool of filaments, spooling, and it's like, everybody was like, "Oh, that's so cool! I love seeing that." And it's like we get spoiled because we get to see that like every single day, right?
Yeah, all the time.
John's constantly posting something. Yeah, so it's and then it's also good to see like the material science side of it, right? Like because like what we spoke about last week with Joel, 3D printing nerd, was that and again, we've said it multiple times over the last year and before, is that I mean the advancements in the material science side of 3D printing has really exponentially grown over the last few years, in my opinion, way exceeding the advancements in the mechanical printer side of it. You know, I think that's where we're gonna head. You know, you got companies like Soraya Tech coming out with a new TPU Air. What is it? The Romer. What is it? Romer TPU Air HR or something like that. I don't know. Supposed to be softer. What was it? More flexible than TPU, but softer than PEBA. You know, so like that type of stuff, like that really niche, really cool stuff that's coming out.
I think I saw something. Is that out yet? Because I thought I saw a video of someone doing like some kind of propeller or something with it.
Yeah, you can if you look on there, some of the stuff is pre-order, but some of it is, I think, ready and able to be ordered, because they have, you can order. So the Romer TPU Air HR, they have an 85A, and then I think they have an 80A, but it also has the variable shore hardness, the H. So depending on the temperature you print it at, it's between like 68A and 85A. But yeah, it is at least one of them is available on their Amazon store right now. So I don't know if the 80A, so the 80A is not yet. So it's just the 85A that's available. But
I got a pair of shoes.
Yeah, it looks like it's only available on the Amazon store. But yeah, I have yet to. I've done a pair a while back, a number of years ago. I did a pair of TPU sandals, like slides, but I have been holding off on actually doing a shoe because there hasn't been the right material that I liked enough in order to print a whole set of shoes.
Yeah,
but this stuff might be it. So looks pretty cool.
I think I want to design my own shoe though, if I do one.
Yeah, well, you have what is it, the Otter Light, the scanner?
Yeah, exactly. And that's it's literally what I was thinking, dude. I was like,
because I have a scan. I have the mole, the 3D Maker Pro. Is it 3D Maker Pro mole? And I've scanned both my feet. I just haven't, so I have them both as a model. I just haven't tried to design a shoe yet. What type of shoe would you design?
It would be a sneaker of some sort.
Yeah.
But it would just to do it, like just to, and it's a possibility that I might, because I do have like leathercraft and stuff and like things of those sorts. Maybe I buy soles, because you can buy like shoe soles. Buy soles and then just attach the shoe to it, and just like legit make a shoe from scratch, more or less, or do the reverse, print a sole and then attach leather to it or whatever. So or do all three. Just do a completely printed shoe and then do a shoe that's a combo of both. It would be interesting. I really wouldn't mind printing my own shoe though. That would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, and being a PEBA, being one of those materials that people are printing flexible stuff with, Piled 3D asks, has anybody tried PEBA? I have not. So PEBA stands for polyether. What is it? Blockamide or blockamide? I have not. I have held it in my hand. I've held PEBA printed parts and the filament, but I don't have any PEBA, and I have yet to print with it.
I know Dave and Terry have. I think they did some basketballs out of PEBA or something like that.
But I think the first PEBA that I'll probably print with will be the Soraya Tech, the PEBA Air.
I think I'm gonna wait because it's still not because I don't think it's vetted. I think right now there's so few companies with it that the price is kind of like fixed at about what, like $60 a roll or something.
Yeah, it's
like
about
that.
60. I think the Soriatech, the 85A is $61.99.
So I think I'm gonna wait till like some of the other companies catch up and can be a little bit more competitive, and hopefully have material that's as good. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you're also limited in colors. Like right now, you got basically natural or black.
Yep.
At least from the Sarai, that PEBA Air stuff. But I think they advertise it as up, depending on the temperature you print it at, because it is that variable shore hardness. But I think it's up to 50% lighter. So if you print a part with regular TPU, and then you print a part with that PEBA Air HR, it can be up to 50% lighter for the same. So it's like not quite like that. What is it? The Vario Shore from not quite like that foamy or light, but it should be somewhere in between, I would think.
So Sane Smart has orange PEBA at 90A, black, red, blue, and white right now.
See, I'd be interested though to see whose that is, because I mean, I don't know for sure, but I would doubt the Sane Smart is manufacturing it. So I'd be wondering if they're just white labeling somebody else's.
Google like red PEBA.
Yeah.
So Filamentum USA. Oh, they got a USA side of their website now.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, because I know Filamentum, but I don't think you can get that. You can get some of it in the USA now, their filament, but I don't think you can get all their stuff, can you?
No, not everything. 3D Jake has white, red, green, blue.
Yeah, that's Spectrum,
and dark gray. Yeah, that's Spectrum.
Yeah. Huh.
And it's not a full roll.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are 750 grams, aren't they?
Oh, these look like they weren't even 700. Maybe it's 5. I don't know.
Well, let me see that. Let me see what the I looked at. So
real quick, 3dprintingusa.com. They have paprika red PEBA 90A. It actually looks pretty nice.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the PEBA 85A from Soriatech, that's $60. That's 800 grams. So it's not a full kilogram.
That's what this is, 800 as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's 800. Is it by length? So is it still?
Well, because it is variable shore hardness, they do say that even though it's 800 grams, there's more. I believe there's more on the roll than technically what you're measuring at.
Yeah.
Because if you print it at the lighter shore hardness, like down to 68A, I think it extends it out.
This 3D Printing USA has their site is kind of jank, but they have. It looks like they have PEBA in quite a few colors. But their site is trash. So.
Does it say what is it? The 85 or the 95A? Because I know the 85A PEBA is significantly foamier, more flexible.
Yeah, it's 90A.
Oh, so right in the middle. Okay.
Yeah. Let me just do a regular search. So yeah, they have transparent, dark orange, black, dark blue, paprika, and another black. I don't know what the difference is. The paprika is only 45. The dark blue is 45. So yeah.
Yes, and Polymorph says I've heard there is foaming TPU. Yeah, so there's two different types of foaming TPU. There's passive and then there's active. So a passive foaming TPU has basically been pre-foamed, and then the active is foams while it prints, which makes it a little bit more tougher to print. But
hey JPP, what's going on? Yeah, that's cool. Like this year is going to be the year for soft materials, so that'll be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's going to be the year for unique stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
not just soft stuff, but like I know BQ is really pushing their carbon core stuff. So they now have 25% carbon core, the PLA, PETG, ABS, and there's one more.
Yeah, I remember. I saw the photo of him. I can't remember the full thing.
So, and the cool thing about that is that with the carbon core is they have longer fibers, and then also up to 25% fill versus like a 15, and it's non-abrasive, right? Because the fill is in the center in the core. So your non-abrasive filament is the jacket around the outside of it. So it's non-abrasive. And then I've printed with a PETG carbon core a little over a year ago, but it was a no-name brand that I got from someone, and it did not print well with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. It printed great with a 0.6. This stuff, the BQ stuff, is advertised to print perfectly fine at a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. They're like, no need to go up. So it'd be pretty cool to give a try. I was going to order some of the PETG carbon core, but
hey Wazzy.
Hey Wazzy.
Liz, what's up? And everyone else, Polymorph, everybody.
Yeah, just push prints. How you doing? But yeah, the carbon core stuff, it's not too bad price either. It's only $40 a roll. So.
Yeah, is that full rolls or is that half a roll?
Yeah, no, I believe that's full 1 kilogram rolls. All the ones I've seen from them. What's his name? YouTuber. Geez, I think he's Dutch. Can't even. My Tech Fun.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna really. He just. I don't know if it was recently, but he did a video of all 4 of them, and I'm pretty sure that they were all 1 kilogram spools. But PA. It was nylon, PLA, ABS, PETG, and PA. So nylon, which is cool. Nylon. So I'll probably try the PETG and the nylon. But
yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I think it'll be neat to see. Like I know we're always waiting for like the next coolest thing, like the next coolest machine, the next low cost tool changer, or the next Snapmaker tool changer that they come out with 5 or 6 tool heads or something, but which is neat. But I really think we're going to start seeing a lot of new filament and new materials come out from what I've been hearing from people. So I know John himself is coming up with some pretty awesome stuff. So
I mean, I think the biggest thing with new filaments this year, I think this filtration is going to be the next big thing as well. Just because, like, it's cool. It was cool when we had PLA and ABS. It was 2 things, and now we kind of like have blown that out of the water tremendously.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, microplastics is a thing, right? Like when you're printing PLA or PETG, like there's microplastic particulate in the air when you're printing anything. Now there's arguments between like, when you're printing PLA or PETG, a standard HVAC system or some other household equipment that is also equipment puts off more VOCs than a printer printing PLA, but either way, like me in my shop studio office there, like I am heavily filtered, right? I only use enclosed Core XYs that have filters in them. I've added additional filters in those printers as well to internally filter the air for the machines that I print polycarbonate and ABS and ASA. And then I have whole room air filtration, right? So I've got 4 massive air filtration units that go all the time. Just because, right? Like why and not just HEPA, but active carbon, right? Because active carbon is what traps the VOCs that are in the air. So, and then, yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things like, if you can, why not do it, right? Just to be safe, especially if you're printing in your home, or you're printing even in a garage that's directly connected to your home, where there's a door that goes back and forth. You don't want that stuff.
Yeah, that's
in
my
the
thing.
air.
I need to kind of start focusing on that aspect. I have the equipment. I have the equipment for it. I just haven't set it up. I bought it initially for the laser engravers, but I did want to kind of like daisy chain everything together to kind of provide better filtration, just in case I start to get into the really exotic materials.
Yeah,
you want to make sure you're safe.
And I've been filtering for a number of years, just because I started getting in like 7 years ago. I started getting into the nylons, the polycarbonates, the ABSs, the ASAs. So with that, it's more. But I think even if somebody with PLA or PETG, like, I don't think it's a bad idea to filter, right?
No, not at all.
Like, you hear people say all the time, like, oh, PLA or PETG isn't bad for you. Well, it might not be bad for you in like a carcinogenic way, like you're going to get lung cancer after a month. But if you're someone who's been printing with PLA or PETG in an area that you're in a lot, whether it's work or hobbyist, not having some type of air circulation or ventilation or filtration is not going to be good for you long term.
Absolutely.
Right? So and then so there was one other topic that we really wanted to touch, but I kind of want to get as much of like the 3D printing making talk out, because this isn't necessarily 3D printing or maker related, but almost all 3D printing and making communities utilize this tool every day to do what you do, right? Whether you're a streamer or just a hobbyist out there communicating with other people. And that's Discord. There's some drama with Discord going that's going to happen in March. So we can hold off about that for a little bit until we are done with the 3DP talk. But I know I didn't have a whole lot of other stuff other than what we've talked about right now. As far as to go over, did you have any? Oh, wait. No, we did. You had something you wanted to show, right?
Did I?
Okay, let me show this one, and then I thought you said you had. So this was pretty cool, because we actually talked about it last week on stream with Joel, right? We got into the Doctor Who and the whole me starting to watch it, and you guys have been Doctor Who fans for a long time. So Wexter put out this crazy thing. Was it today? I think you posted it today or yesterday.
I think yesterday. I think I got the email.
Yeah. So
yesterday.
If anybody isn't familiar, this is
today. This morning.
This is Doctor Who. And
one of the Doctor Who.
One of the doctors. So so this is, if you haven't seen it or you have seen it, this is Tennant, right? When he wears the little 3D goggles there. But so when I saw this, I was like, as someone who just started watching Doctor Who this year and it's fresh in my mind, I was like, this is an automatic print for me, right? Like, this is going on the U1 tomorrow. Like, the U1 is right over there, and it will be printing multiples. I might actually just do one big one, or multiples of the normal size. But yeah, that's an automatic print for me. So, but that was the only one I wanted to show.
Nice.
But
the no, I don't think I had. Did I have anything to show? Did I say?
I thought you said you had some community models that you wanted to share, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I was thinking of something different.
No, I threw it out there, but why are we talking? Well, maybe we'll save them for next week.
Yeah,
that's something that we haven't done. It'd be cool to do that and show.
And there's no shortage of them. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've kind of fallen off on the keeping up with all of the new models that people have been putting out. and I feel bad about that. And I've also fallen off. I mean, this is robotic season, so it's insane for my family right now. But I've also fallen off on my own designs. Usually winter time is when I'm like bored, trapped in the house because I live in the Northeast and we get snowed in all the time. So I'll design a lot of stuff, in January and February. But being in robotics now, that's the season time. So I this year and last year, I've trailed off a little on that. I haven't had as much time to design, but
I've been messing around in Nomad, and well, I did this
Shaper 3D, right?
Shaper 3D. This is a kind of like, not necessarily He40, but it is a kind of like what's it called? A portrait of there's a hip hop producer who passed away named Jay Dilla, and a lot of people, what is that? A lot of people really love him.
I thought that was Kyrie Irving when you first showed it.
And so this is just a little thing I designed, maybe potentially a medallion or something to give away to people.
Yeah, that's cool.
Messed around with that. Still messing around with the making bases and stuff like that. So thought that was pretty cool. I should do a heart one. I should do one with the heart at the bottom. I think I really haven't. I was working on a Demogorgon, which was pretty fun to mess around with. In Nomad. I'm really trying to get back into messing around with Nomad, but at the same time, I'm also trying to get back into messing around with Shaper. At the same time, I'm also trying to get back into messing around with OpenSCAD. So this is
and there's like always new tools coming out and always new versions of every tool. Like I'm always jumping from Fusion to Plasticity to Shaper 3D to FreeCAD, so that every time FreeCAD comes up with a new version and they've added features or they've changed something, like I stay up on it, where even though my primary is Fusion, and Shaper is always coming out with new things, Plasticity is always coming out with new things. So I try to like every month design something small in all of them so that I can at least like keep my hands into it.
They've been rolling. I know a lot of them have been rolling out like new stuff as well. So it kind of helps the whole process. But you just gotta figure it out and then pick one and then figure out if that's going to be the one.
Well, that's the thing. Like I've always Fusion 360 for 10 years, 8 to 10 years has always been my number one.
Let me take that back. You don't have to pick one. You just got to pick one to make whatever you're designing at that time. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and I used to be like okay, Fusion was it, and that was the one I stuck with. But a number of years ago, I was like, I'm gonna try. The cost of Fusion sucks. It just does. So I was like, I'm gonna start using FreeCAD, and I was like boycotting Fusion and using only FreeCAD, and then quickly realizing that the way that I design in Fusion was tough in FreeCAD, and I just could not. I can do the same stuff, but it takes me 3 times longer to do the same things. And I find that to be the same in Shaper 3D. Plasticity, I find a little bit more fluid, but I still end up kind of going. And then I also have to use Onshape because first robotics teams, most of them use Onshape. Our team uses Onshape, so I'm also forced to use that, which I cannot get used to that one. If you've ever used it, holy crud! It's web-based, and I just figure it out. It's the one out of all of that I've mentioned is my least favorite.
I cannot figure it out. I was like, am I writing a sentence or am I designing something? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and like the whole tabs along the bottom gives me like nightmares of like sheets in an Excel spreadsheet and having to like horizontally scroll back and forth. I don't know. I can't get used to it. So I'm forced to work in it, but I'm constantly like designing things in Fusion and then moving into to Onshape for the robotics account so that the kids can look at it. Or or one of the other CAD mentors designs something in Onshape, and then I take it out of Onshape and put it into Fusion so that I can look at it and do what I need on with it. So I'm constantly going back and forth. But
I think it starts to get to like that point where like for me, I know what my workflow is, so like I can, usually for like that, like for this design, I basically did the graphic first, and then sent it to a vectorizer that cleans it up. Then I take it back out, and then I go back in and clean up that graphic. Then I take it back in and I turn it into a 3D object that I can use. And then I slice, I start building it so that I can print it as easy as possible. Like this has 5 colors, but I did it on the U1. So basically I made it where it has depth to it so that I can do some a layer swap from the brown to the orange without without interfering with anything. And that worked out. It worked out pretty well. So
I find that I take I often do a lot of initial stuff in Fusion just because I'm the fastest with that. And then I'll take a blockier model out of Fusion just to get like the shape that I want. And then I'll move it into Nomad and finish the sculpting in there because I'm faster to get the initial shape in Fusion than I would be in Nomad. But then I don't like the surface modeling and sculpting of Fusion. I prefer the Nomad way or ZBrush. So I'll do like a rough thing and then I'll bring it into Nomad and finish it. But I move things back and forth quite a bit to do stuff. And then I play with Blender. Blender's one thing. Blender just breaks my brain. Blender to me is like ZBrush and ZBrush and SolidWorks had a baby, and the grandfather was DaVinci Resolve, right? Because DaVinci Resolve is just insane with like all of its settings, and that's what Blender's like to me. I just can't. And I try to set up. Everybody's like, "Oh, set up your toolbars how you like it and everything," and I just can't.
Dude, my son uses Blender. I'm like, hey,
it's so powerful.
He uses Blender to make his animations, like his 2D animations, which blew my mind. Like you're using a 3D application to make 2D animations. Like, yeah. Like he's
I'll take a Nomad sculpt and I'll put it in Blender to do a render of it, just because Blender renders things better than Nomad does if I just want to have a nice render of it. But that's really the only thing I use it for, because I find it horrendous to use. But
I like it. So because I won't say I refuse, but because I more or less refuse to use Blender, it's just because it chokes, your machine is like half dead when you use it. I would just render my stuff out in Nomad, and I'm not like, if it was something that I was like, oh, I want this to look the best, then maybe I send it to my son or something, like, hey, render this out for me.
Well, maybe you need Micro Center to build you a PC with a graphics card and get rid of that Mac.
Listen, they don't know me like that just yet. Yeah. They don't know me just yet.
You need to get in there and be like, hey guys, you need to like slip me a nice gaming PC.
Trust me, they barely give away stuff at 3D Printopia anymore, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful.
So should we talk about the dramatic topic of the night?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I don't know, have you kept up with the whole Discord age verification issue or thing? So
there's like certain things in this world that I care about, and there's certain things that I'm just like, I don't care. Yeah. Like them having like people, like, I just don't. So here's the thing. A lot of stuff gets wrapped up in like, oh, we're trying to stop, predators and stuff like that. And that's cool.
It is.
Nothing wrong with that. But you know, some people think that it's just them wanting to be able to see everyone and get pictures of everyone and stuff like that. I know, is it in like the UK or something for like adult sites? You have to like do age verification or something now, and photo verification and stuff like that. It is what it is. People will get around whatever they want to get around. I don't think in this situation what they're wrapping it up in doesn't fix the overall problem. And for me, the problem is parents. You got to parent your kids, man. You got to watch what they're doing online. They're gonna figure out ways of getting around it, but you still gotta like pay attention. You know, like, and I was telling somebody, I was like, with my kids, like I would, you know, still see, like have access to their machines and their accounts, and like every once in a while, I would just pull something from their history and then just drop it to them, just letting them know that I'm still looking at stuff. You know, like, hey, yo, man, you was playing that pizza game for 17 hours the other day. What level did you get to? You know, and they're like, whoa.
Yeah, and I'm torn, right? Because as the father of a 14-year-old boy who is a heavy techie gamer, spends his whole life, you know, in Discord, and so do I. My wife is a heavy Discord user. So I get the reasoning behind it as far as protecting young people, right, from people that use platforms like Discord to do them harm, and I'm all for it in that sense. But I do also, as someone who works in network security, I take very strict steps to make sure that any of my son's electronics can't access that stuff, right? Can't access things, can't see things that someone of his age shouldn't be seeing. But that only goes so far. And if you provide your son or daughter of whatever age, platforms like Discord to communicate, even if you do, robotics isn't a perfect example, right? Almost all FIRST robotics teams out there utilize Discord to communicate amongst team members, right? So you might have an 8th grader who's in a FIRST robotics team that might get their first Discord account because they want to participate in that communication, right? That medium. So they get a Discord account, and then now they're in that. Now, unless your parents are technologically sound and know what they're doing, they can go in and say, nope, you only have access to this Discord server and nothing else. You check it, you monitor it. But if you're not, you know, a lot of parents don't understand that, don't know what it is, don't even, you know, so things can tend to fall through the cracks. So I get the age verification to try to keep those accounts blocked from things. But then I also understand, like, I've heard a lot of people being like, this is where the network security setting, right? So 2 months ago, or a few months back in October, Discord was actually hacked, and there was like 2.1 million documents between people's pictures of their passports and their government IDs that were leaked, right? So that's personal information. So that was just in October of 2025. So now in March, when this thing takes effect, people are like, oh, I don't want to provide my picture of my license or even a picture of my face if that's going to get leaked and someone can steal that. And so I get kind of like both sides of it. And I don't necessarily have an issue with it. If I don't want my account to flip to a minor account, I'll provide a picture of my ID and that's your options, right? So your Discord, your age assurance is what they're calling it. There's 2 processes. You can allow the Discord app to take a picture of your face, and then likely with AI, they're identifying age and saying, yeah, you can have an adult account, or no, you can have a kid's account, or you can upload a picture of a government ID. So it could be a passport or any approved government identification. So, but yeah, I know a lot. It's been a topic that a lot of people have been talking about, and I think in the 3D printing community, I think it comes right on the heels of what we talked about last week, a bit with Joel, and then the week before extensively on the show, is the regulation of 3D printers due to people printing firearms, right? Like,
yeah.
So I think a lot of the Discord stuff, as far as for our community, comes on the heels of that. So people are already up in arms about government oversight and all of that. So it seems to be more of a, I think it might be more of a topic now than maybe it would have been, but
I don't remember what happened to this and what it changed into, but remember maybe 10 years ago, you had OpenID was a thing, and you could sign up for OpenID, and then you could use that to log into other sites. Like, I'd be way more comfortable, using one platform for all of this verification stuff, and you put in your information, it checks with that site, and it comes back. Now, could this site already be something that you have access to? Could it be, I don't know, your Gmail or something that where the account itself is older than the age limit. My Gmail account is already, I got an OG Gmail account that's been around the whole time. It's what's the age of this account? Oh, this account is 20 plus years old. This person is obviously safe or something. And just do it that way. Where
and they could, and that was an option, right? They could have done that, because you have to have age a lot of Google accounts have age verification, right? You verify the Google account of who you are. So I heard people say, oh, well, just let me verify my age in my Google account that I already have, and then Discord just use my Google account to say, oh, okay, you're an adult. But then I heard other people say, oh, well, now I don't want my Google account tied in with my Discord. My Discord is just my email and a password, right? I think there's always going to be some wait a minute, or no, I don't like that, or some group saying they don't like it. But I don't think, somebody had made this comment to me today at work. They said the people that are a lot of the people that are complaining about the age assurance and the age verification on Discord are also the same people that would complain about a company like Roblox allowing their kids to be predated on, so it's you can't have you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? If you want your children to be safe online, you have to allow these online platforms to take certain steps to help prevent that. So
I think also, for me, granted, everybody is accessible and anybody can be targeted. I was I just don't feel like I'm cool enough to be targeted. I don't know, you want a decent credit score and a terrible GPA, go for it. You can have the terrible,
Oh yeah, I mean, I
trash transcripts or something. Yeah,
I mean, I've worked network security now for 18 years. And your online information and identity is only as safe as whether someone wants it, right? If someone wants it, they're going to get it, and you can do all the best practices, and they're still going to get it. So if you haven't been identity theft or anything, it's you're either lucky or you're just not interesting enough for somebody to target you, right? And then I hear people all the time where they say, oh, I do nothing online, right? I don't bank online, I do anything. And I'm like, well, all at that point, all you're doing is inconveniencing yourself, because the bank has already put all of your stuff online.
It's there.
It's there. Just because you're not utilizing it doesn't mean that it's not there. So it's just funny how. But I know I wanted to bring it up just because I know a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people, a lot of stuff on X and Instagram regarding this whole Discord age verification, specifically in the 3D printing and making community. And like I said, I think a lot of it has to do with just coming on the heels of the firearm thing. So everybody's all up in arms about the regulation that the 3D printing community could potentially see over the next couple of years. So but again, I'm fine with it. I'm going to verify my age and let Discord, take a picture of my face.
Yeah.
If I want, I'll just shave my beard off after, and then they won't be able to
Please,
identify me anyway.
please don't do that.
I gotta we were talking about it in the, so Matt and Steve, Matt GTR Dad and I were talking before. I'm getting a lot of the grays in here. I might have to what's that, just for men?
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Listen,
I have to just for men it, like brush in a little.
I'm not even your wife, but I'm pretty sure we both agree that you better not ever shave your face. Okay.
So I think I shaved down to a goatee when my son was like 6.
Wait, did you have goatee when at 3D Printopia the year before last?
Nope,
or were you
had a beard?
Okay.
So I've had a full beard for probably like close to 15 years. But there have been a couple instances along those 15 years where I did shave it to either a real short beard, like just real close. And then one time I shaved it to a goatee, and my son was like 6 years old, and he came out of his room in the morning and saw it and turned around screaming and started for my wife because he didn't recognize me. But my son's 14 years old, and that when he was 6 years old, that's the only time he's ever not seen me with a beard.
Right. No. Yeah. It's gonna hit him like a ton of bricks when you decide to shave it randomly.
No, I don't think I'll ever shave it off. I will occasionally go short with it.
Says everyone, and then it happens. Like, I'm pretty sure every guy in the video who was like, I'm never gonna shave my who said that has a YouTube video where they shave their beard.
I mean, I'm 15 years strong, so I'm going. But when I had the goatee, that wasn't intentional. It was an accident. I was like trimming like up here, and something happened, and I zipped it off a little bit too much. But yeah,
like for me, like my sides don't really grow. They grow really slow. So most of the time, I just wind up shaving them off. I mean, it also kind of gets rid of some of the extra gray.
Yeah. I started growing my beard out like 15 years ago because one, I could. I was no longer in a profession that prevented me from having facial hair at the time. So I grew it out. And the fact that I'm the guy who like is in the office waiting to go to like a 1 o'clock meeting after lunch. And I'm like electric shaving my face because by noontime I'm like scruffy again. Because my facial hair grows. Why? So for me, it's just a convenience thing because I hate to shave. I despise shaving with a razor.
Yeah, so, I can't shave with a razor either. It breaks me out.
Yeah.
So I'm clippers most of the time. So ironically, so this is my third time growing dreadlocks. First time was in high school, and I'm in high school and through most of college, and then I wanted to learn how to cut hair, so I cut my dreads off and learned how to cut hair.
I've never seen you without it.
Yeah. Learn how to cut hair. Then when my daughter was born, I grew dreads again and had them for a few years. And then when my son was born, I cut them because my daughter used to pull on them when she was tiny, but they were shorter. So now at 3 years after, 3 years later, my son's been born, I was like, I'm not going through that again. So I cut them. And then I grew these during the pandemic. So now they're
now you did a little while back, you did make mention of thinking about cutting them off.
Yeah. And then my kids are like, no, my kids both have dreads as well. They're like, no, don't cut them. And then we bought a banner, and I don't want to have to like buy another banner. So I'm going to keep them.
So my son's best friend has dreads, and my son joined ROTC this year, and his friend next year wants to join ROTC.
You have to cut him,
but he has to cut him. He can't have the dreads in ROTC, so he's trying to like get as much out of it as he can now and over the summer before next year, which will be their sophomore year in high school, before he joins ROTC, because he will have to cut it. So
for me, it's the issue is like right now they're behind my head. They're so I couldn't move my head, because I couldn't because they were stuck to the chair. So
yeah, my hair is probably as long as it's been in ever, but I need to have I gotta go to my barber and I need a haircut and a beard trim. But it's getting a little unruly.
So real quick, what we have Smurfs coming up. Anyone in chat going to Smurf? Seen a few people.
Steve Builds is going.
Oh, is he? Steve Builds is going. Joel, Polymaker Joel's going. I think
Joel is going.
So yeah, couple people are going. That'll be cool.
I know Joel Telling, he's doing the quiz, not the quiz.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? Is it like a trivia thing? Teams or something? Yeah.
So then after that you have Jerf. Then I think I don't know what exactly. No, Jerf is in what, May?
Yeah, April, isn't it?
April.
No.
Okay, so
yeah.
You have Jerf, then you have Rapid, and then you have Rocky Mountain. I'm not going to any of those. And then you have Murph. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Murph. I heard Corey mention something about Murph.
God, I don't know. I don't know if I will make so Jerf is in May. I don't know if I'll make Murph. I will obviously I'll make 3D Printopia. I go to that every year, but I don't know about Murph. When is Murph?
June 11th and 12th, I believe.
So I have no scheduling reason why I wouldn't go to Murph.
You guys heard it here first, right?
So I have no scheduling why I wouldn't go to Murph. My only hesitation with going with Murph is that I hate humidity. And I can see GTR Dad laughing right now. Because I think he's going too, and again, I don't like humidity, and I just I saw the videos, and that looks about as enjoyable as walking across the bed of nails. Like I can think of about 1,000 things I'd rather do.
Correction on Murph. Yeah, it's the 12th through the 14th, June 12th through the 14th.
Yeah, and June, right? Like, change the month. Like, it's Goshen, Indiana. Make it in February. Like,
here's the thing: you wouldn't think Goshen, Indiana, would be as hot as it is in June, but it is very warm. I'm not gonna lie, but it is probably it is so much fun.
There isn't a large enough neck fan to probably get me to Murph.
The neck fan, dude. I had a neck fan. That thing paid off. Here's the key. And you just gotta, I won't say where you need to pick, but you gotta pick the right place. And some of the companies were already kind of
don't let that cat out of the bag, because
exactly. Some of the companies were already given their spots, but then the regular makers could pick where they wanted to be, and that is the key to success, is picking the right spot. Yes. It'll make or break the event for you.
Yeah, I mean,
not saying it's gonna make it. It's not saying it's gonna make it like 10 times cooler, but
yeah, I know. So again, Murph, there's an outside possibility I may but I'm not kidding though. If I go, and at noontime on day one, if it's miserable, I'm out. I will go right to the airport. I will fly home.
You just go back to the hotel and cool off, and then come out for the fun stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I don't do humid, man. That nothing makes me more miserable than like sticky, nasty humidity. Oh God, no, humans weren't meant to be in that crap.
Yeah.
And GTR Dad, you're going to be in the same boat, because he's from a dry climate, hot but dry. I won't say where, but I don't think he's a humid guy either. But then again, he is from an area of the country originally that was humid, so maybe he's okay with me.
Nobody say anything. It's not going to be humid at all. It'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So if noontime on day one of Murph, everybody's like, "Where is Corey?" I will wave to you from the plane as I go home to the non-humid place. Actually, I mean, it does get humid in Maine in the summer, but it's not like Florida humid.
It'll be fine. There is nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
It will all be okay.
And yeah, it was 2 years ago. 3D Printopia was hot and humid that year.
Everyone says that, but I'm from Maryland. I thought it was nice. I honestly was like, "Well, this is nice." Like,
but the venue is much more HVAC'd, so it didn't seem as bad inside. I mean, it was still warm, but I mean, if Murph wasn't in like a friggin' horse stall and all sweaty, then it would be
a horse stall,
yeah, or whatever it's in. That's how everybody describes it. They're like, "Oh, it's in like a barn." Like,
it is in a barn, and I'm not saying that there may or may not have ever been cows in that barn, but there were no cows when we were there.
Yeah.
So
you have a slight odor of melting polylactic acid with a hint of manure.
No, it wasn't like I said. If there were cows in there, they've been long gone, and they cleaned that place thoroughly.
Yeah, I think Polymorph said it. That's how a lot of people I've heard describe it. Flea market, like a flea market.
It's like a flea market and like a family reunion type deal. It is a lot of fun. I'll say that much. Just because it's less stressful. There's not a lot of the wheeling and dealing going on. People are just there because they like 3D printing. The biggest difference is you won't get, instead of getting like groups, you might get like you'll wind up talking more because you're talking to individuals.
I think Pezla is just called smelly white dude with a beard.
No, what? Oh god. Literally. So speaking of which, not necessarily, but my first year going, I'm like driving up to the place, and I'm looking for white dudes with beards.
Yeah.
And I'm like when I see them, I'm like, it's either gonna be a 3D printing convention, because I just knew where, I knew it was.
There's a lot of us
on the grounds.
Yeah.
I was like, it's on the grounds, but I didn't know exactly which pavilion. I didn't feel like pulling on my phone, so I just drove around until I saw like some white dudes with beards, and then he had on shorts, and I was like, okay, it's either 3D printing or a gun show. And I was like, it was like, I'm gonna head in.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna head in. I was like, they look too nerdy for guns, so I was like, it's got to be 3D printing. Like, I went in, and I was like, oh, this is the right place.
Yeah, if they got glasses with the beards and they're white, then it could be 3D printing. If there's got no glasses, but if they're safety glasses, it could still be a gun show.
That's true,
especially if they're like the yellow tinted ones.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man, I am tired. I made
anybody got any raid targets that we get? Well, Corey's on YouTube. I'm
on YouTube, so I don't have to raid to nobody.
But if anyone has any interest in raid targets, we did Polyfo 2 weeks in a row. With brother,
he's a cool dude.
He is. Our brother spread it around a skosh.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows of anyone who's someone that they follow quite a bit, let us know, and then we'll
on the old Twitch.
Raiden.
Oh, the burnt peanut. Burnt peanut is on Twitch. You could raid into him.
I want it to at least be worth it. Raid into him and like mid vulgarities and stuff. No.
He's funny though.
No,
inappropriately funny, but he is funny.
Oh, Jazzy's up, DJ Icy. Oh, I love DJ Icy Ice. Oh, Odin's, yeah, okay. Let's go Sharkface. Let's go Sharkface, because Sharkface is showing love. Let's see. Shark. I don't know if they're still here or not. Shark. Vice.
Where's daughter? Is she playing Ark? I know she plays Ark sometimes.
Oh yeah, I know, right? We're gonna raid into Sharkface. It looks like they're doing some stuff in VR. It should be pretty fun. So thank you guys for coming as usual. Breakcore's up. Let's go Breakcore. I'm sorry. Oh shit. I'll stick with what I said. We'll go Sharkface. Wait, Breakcore is more 3D printing related though.
Yeah, but we are 3D printing and making, so
Okay, yeah, let's go shark
could
face.
be VR making.
Starting the raid. Hang around for the raid. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Did we just get ready? We appreciate you guys as usual. Next week, we may have. Oh, why was I so close to the camera? Why didn't you tell me I'm like next week?
I was just getting a view up the nasal passages. It was glorious.
Right.
Yeah, we have a good guest next week, hopefully. So
yeah.
Should be fun.
Let's see. Did the
Are you rating?
I thought I was.
All right, guys. Well,
I actually clicked off the window for a second, so let's see.
Let's we're gonna end the stream now. Again, stay for the raid, and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Peace
hey,
out.
upload your makes to the site if you have any to the Discord.
Yep. Next week we'll do community makes. All right. Peace.